Oscar Pistorius, judge not swayed by court theatrics. Oscar Pistorius appeared relaxed in court as the judge told him to report next Monday morning to Weskoppies Psychiatric Hospital, the grand, old, red brick building on the edge of Pretoria. He'll be treated as an outpatient, spending each weekday being evaluated by 3 experts, 1 from the defense, and 2 appointed by the state, before returning to court on June 30. The purpose is to confirm if the athlete is suffering from a generalized anxiety disorder, as earlier diagnosed by a defense expert, and to what extent that could have affected his behavior the night he shot Reeva Steenkamp. It's another twist, and another big delay, in a trial that has not lacked for drama these past 30-something days. Sitting in court behind the athlete, for his relatives and those of Ms Steenkamp, it's been very hard not to get caught up in the sheer theatricality of the process, the tears, the anger, the confrontations, the elusive facts at the heart of the case. And let's not forget the live television broadcast. At stake is the court's understanding of Mr. Pistorius' state of mind at the moment he pulled the trigger. The defense says the anxiety disorder in no way affects the athlete's ability to distinguish right from wrong, but does help to explain his sense of vulnerability and his instinct to confront a perceived threat rather than to flee. The prosecution, either seeking greater clarity, or trying to nip a new defense tactic in the bud, insists that, since the law does not spell out the difference between a mental disorder and illness, more tests are appropriate. Last week Barry Rue and Jerry L were battling it out, defense versus prosecution, like 2 grand Shakespearean actors. There was bluster and indignation, disappointment and quiet gunning. A touch of embittered malvolio, a wrongful fellow from Rue. And what to make of L, the deferential Iago at times. Or an ingenious Portia. Or maybe we should stick with the small screen. How about Rumpole versus Denny Crane? It is all riveting stuff. The more accurate word, dare we admit it, might be entertaining. But last week Judge Ms helpfully reminded us all, not for the first time, that the emotions and the posturing in court are almost entirely beside the point. There is no jury to sway here. No foreman to impress. There is only the judge herself. Sometimes you can see a twinkle in her eye, or a flash of irritation, as Mr. L and Mr. Rue launch into a new pas-de-deux. But as Judge Missipit made clear last Thursday in her sober ruling on the prosecution's request for a psychiatric referral, it is not the antics of the lawyers that really interest her, only the law, the court transcript, and each side's written arguments based on the evidence they've managed to elicit from each witness. Mr. Pistorius's family, who make little secret of their visceral dislike of the prosecution's tactics, seemed themselves to take a step back from the drama, issuing a brief statement which amounted to a relieved endorsement of the judge's good sense. And so yes, there will be a long delay, and no doubt more abrasive cross-examination of defense witnesses thereafter. But as distracting as the tears and tactics in court can be, in the end it will boil down to what's left on paper: timelines, analysis, extrapolations, and diagnoses.